Tonight is the Yahrziet. Avi Mori, HaRav Aryeh ben Rav Aharon Bina. It's the 21 Yahrziet. It's a lot to talk. I'm not going to talk long. Don't worry. Tomorrow we have a minyan 6:15 here in the morning. We have siyum. We're working already for many years on a sefer of my life, my father's life story, one of his Talmudim. Why is not print? Good question. Let's not discuss it now. As I want this opportunity, first to ask my father for Mechile, as the book is not out. Also our grandson and my Chavrus Roy working on a Chidush Torah sefer of my grandfather. This will take a few more years. But the life story of my father, what is very interesting, not because it's my father, it's very interesting story. I will tell a little tonight, because I want to take this opportunity to thank a few people that help us a lot. We start to discuss it about the Sefer. He's a very famous lawyer in the business world in Israel, Yahrziet. He's helping us a lot behind the scene, the Shem Shomayim, completely Shem Shomayim. I hope so. He still have Jews, more for me. Rabbi Ohev Tzion also help us a lot. Bezrat Hashem. I cannot promise to my father anything, but we're working on this. I want to welcome also Rabbi Winiker from after, Camp Morasha. Also Ricardo Goldschmidt, one of the main pillars of the yeshiva and very close friend. Paul Packer, also a pillar and a friend and family and very close friend of Moshe, our older son of siyum HaShas. My daughter-in-law, I give her a lot of credits, a lot of credits, Rina. Without to discuss it now. Like they said in America, behind any businessman is a woman. And written in Zohar, you don't need America. As they're all success and all luck in every family come from the wife. Maybe Ashkenazim don't like to hear it, or Sfardim don't like to hear it, but this is the truth. For sure, a lot of credits to Moshe's mother. My credits as I didn't bother my children. And nothing to do with their education. I was busy in yeshiva. I hope so God will forgive me one day. I hope so. All the Rabbonim in the yeshiva, but here or not here, and all the boys. And I'm sure I forgot to mention somebody, so I want to apologize, because when you send invitation, and all the grandchildren were there here, and all my children were here, except Hanan, who went to Mission of God, suffering in United Kingdom. I want to tell you guys a little about my father, a little, not too much, because we can do all night. The few important things about, we should also my older brother and his wife, and my nephews. My father learned in Mir 10 years. When he came to Mir, he was 10 years old. He knew already by heart, Noshim Nezikin. I hope so Shana Aleph knows what is mean Noshim Nezikin. Or Bekame, or Betzia, or Basre, Ksubes, Gittin, Sanetrin, Shvuas, Makes, and more. He knew already when he was 10 years old. He didn't need the book of Rav Chaim Rosenblatt. Why you have to learn Gemara? in the age of 18. Rahmanas on you guys. But this is not the issue now. For this, Netiv Aryeh exists. Then he was 10 years in yeshiva. His older chavrusa was Rav Chaim Shmulevitz, the famous Rosh Yeshiva. Every day from 8 o'clock at night till 2 o'clock at night. I asked him once, what Rav Chaim did from 2 o'clock? It's too early to go to sleep 2 o'clock. He has to watch the game, the Mets. He cannot go to sleep too early. Say Tikkun Chatzais, Tikkun Leah. And then to watch the Mets till 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:10. So Rav Chaim used to put the standard on the bench and learn by heart what he learned all day. Then he got into Zionism, and I asked him once again, I'm making this short. He got to Zionism, I asked him, Abba, you learned in Mir? Mir is not like Mir today, million times better from Mir today. Like Yerida said, there's nothing against Mir today, but used to be the best yeshiva in the world. The best of the best. The Harvard of the Harvard. He said to me, Aaron, אתה קורא חומש? You read חומש? God is Zionist. Open חומש, what God said. לך לכו. As I understood also, I have to live poilim. His parents thought he's crazy. You're going to Palestine, you're going to die. In the end, all of them, following the little research what I did, with the help of Elisha Mather in Yad Vashem, all of them got killed. We're talking about close relatives, without cousins. Just nephew, nieces, brother and sister-in-law and brother-in-law, over 20 people. Because our parents never told us. In the pit, Erev Yom Kippur, 70-something years ago. My father came to Israel. He was really believing Torah v'avodah before Bnei Akiva. You believe? Because if you learn Chumash, Chumash is Torah v'avodah. Sheshet Yamim ta'avodu. Doesn't read Sheshet Yamim, you've been koilel. Ta'avodu. Have a job. And ביום השביעי, Shabbat v'inafash. You open a koilel on Shabbos. But during the week, ta'avodu. Look at the Chalban's form, he's talking a lot about the holiness of Avodah, to have a job. He decided he's going to work. He lived in Tel Aviv in the beginning, the first year. He was giving shir. Anybody who was not Tel Aviv. Rehov Allenby was a shul called, I think so exists still today. Moshe Bina, old age job. Shul, nothing to do with old age. Maybe yes, I don't know. It's 1935. Used to give working during the day in the fields, Pardesim, Falchot, used to work in the building. He was born very, very strong, without any gym room of Netiv Aryeh, without any Krav Maga. To make simcha in a Mir Yeshiva, he used to take a quarter, what you call a quarter, with 2 fingers like this. He used to take a chain of metal, boom, break it. When we live in Beit Vegan, my wife and me, and we need to move the dryer, we got the dryer. We used to live first floor. I called them up and said, Abba, which Schleppen company you using? He said, what do you need a company? I said, I have to move the, came from the airport, whatever, from the Namal, from the port came the dryer, American dryer, we have to move it in from the window, it doesn't go through the door. He said, באיזה שעה אתה רוצה? What time? He came, boom, boom. מה משום שנגיבו, without any gym room. He born like this. Then he decided it's not enough Zionism to live in Tel Aviv. He moved to the farm, Kfar Aryeh. Then he went volunteer, the first farm of Mizrahi people. All the people there came from Grodno, from Vilna, really Litvish, a group of Litvish people from Litvish yeshivas. Slobodka, kind of very special people. Make the story short, and again, I'm jumping. When he heard us, all his family, then only my brother was alive, before I born, he decided, listen, they killed my family in Europe, I'm not going to keep quiet. He went volunteer against many people, who told them don't do, to the British Army. He went to what they call in Jewish Brigade. He tried to fight the Nazis, he went to England, he went to Egypt, then they went to Greece, the Nazis caught them. He sat in jail, 5 years in jail. Somebody has to help me with the English. Michrot Pecham, he worked in Michrot Pecham.
Coal mine.
Thank you. He didn't see the sun for a few years. Before Alot HaShachar, they went down, and after Shkir, they came up. Now, my mother knew part of the time. She didn't know. What's important for you guys to know. And this is the important thing what we do every year, not just L'ilui Nishmato, because we have to do some tikkun. When my mother sent them the packages through the cross red, this is the reason the Nazis didn't kill them, because they are soldiers. He gave a shmirn, some money or some equal to money to the Nazi. And he said to them, go to the closer town, look for some stupid Jews, crazy Jews, get me a book, Talmud. They got him Gemara Yevomes. He was 5 years in jail, walking every morning. Before the nets, between Alot HaShachar and nets went down, came down by the Shkia, he learned Maseches Yevomes, the hardest Masechet. We have 3 hardest Masechet. The name of them, the nickname is Ani, poor. Eruvin, Nida, and Yevomes. They brought him Gemara Yevomes, he learned Yevomes 150 times. 5 years in jail, 150 times. What a pshat. He wrote a will doing the sitting in jail, he wrote a will to my brother. And this will I want to share with you part, is a big will. We have a few pages. I have it in my house in some place. But the main thing what he wrote to my brother, he said to him, Yaakov, you have to know, the most important thing in Judaism is Bavli and Yerushalmi. Learn this word more and more and more and more and more and more. You have to understand one thing, guys, what you all of you missing. And I'm asking my father if I'm doing anything wrong, come at night and tell me, give me a punch in the face. Or if we don't do enough, we're human beings, we do mistakes, maybe we don't do enough. And this is what my father got able to create Yeshiva High School against the Brisker Rav. The chief rabbi, HaRav, told them, why you open Yeshiva with secular study in Yerushalayim? You have permission from the Brisker Rav? The chief rabbi was, HaRav has 9 different PhD. My father said to him, Kvod HaRav, where are your grandchildren going to study? We did Yeshiva. They went to Nativ, some of the grandchildren. But my father understood and believed as the only way we be survived in a Jewish country, and thank God we survived 68 years, this year will be B'ezrat Hashem, is true to know, to learn Gemara. If you don't know how to learn Gemara, guys, you're missing the main train. You can daven all day, you can go to the mikveh 10 times a day, doesn't worth it. Doesn't worth it. The main point of a Jew, for sure, Benodem L'Chaveiro, I can talk all night the way my father used to talk about Benodem L'Chaveiro. But Benodem L'Mokem, like you said in davening, Ashiveinu Avinu Toratecha, and then Avodatecha. You cannot be Oived Hashem if you don't know the Torah. Like the famous Chafetz Chaim, Vod, why Echad Chacham, why not Echad Tzadik in the Agodah? Say the Chafetz Chaim, V'lo Amaretz Chosid. If you do not learn, you're nothing. One of the most important things, guys, for you, and this part of the success of the yeshiva, as you realize and you understand, the same thing, but the most important is to eat every day patch and shacharit, to eat breakfast is the most important meal. The same thing, if you go a day without the Gemara, you're nothing. You're not beginning of a Jew, not beginning of a full Jew. You better wake up, guys. I know it's very hard for you because you never grew up like this. Gemara is a subject. Gemara is not the subject. Gemara is chamtzan. Gemara is food. Gemara is the main thing of our life. Without Gemara, you're nothing. He got able to create yeshiva. As the Gemara in Netiv Aryeh, Netiv Meir in his time, not today, used to be not less. Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach used to tell him, I cannot give you answer why your students are better for my Talmudim in Kol Torah, and not less from them. They learned every day 6 hours secular study. But he got able to train the boys. He started with 6 boys in yeshiva in 1952. Again, I'm not going to detail why he started. The yeshiva was sick, he had to move out of the farm. My mother said, Shiva, I will never forget. My mother, when we moved to Yerushalayim to leave the farm, which kind of Zionist you are? Koifer Biga, without Torah v'avodah. I remember she took, how do you say, a lul of chicken. You know, a few chicken together in a box to Yerushalayim. You cannot live without this. And I remember how they cried to my older brother, you better take the farm. Continue. How you could start the legacy. The legacy is Torah but avodah. Without this you cannot. And he got able to build the yeshiva. I remember in my father's funeral, one of the main leaders of the white movement, Rav Shaul Israeli, was the rabbi at the farm who was my Sunday. Also came later to be Rosh Shiva of Merkaz HaRav together with Rav Aharon Shapira. Zatzal, he said in my father's funeral, it's no question, as Rav Aryeh is the God Lador of Chinuch. No question. To build what he built. And then he built Yeshivat HaKotel, Malay Adumim, Golan Heights, Chispin. He helped to build Ma'alot. He helped to build Kiryat Shmone. He was on the board of Gush Etzion before everything. Before everything. And today, if you go through all the yeshivas, you want to see if the Rosh Yeshiva is really a big Talmid Chochem, ask him what did he learn. If it's Netiv Meir, he's a big Talmid Chochem. If not, you have to say Tilim for him. It's not a joke, go and check. He's really scared in a positive way what this place, Netiv Meir, create. With all the great rebellion what he got, and all the life what he put in to this. And I think so my father will be very happy tonight. Talking too long already. My father will be very happy tonight as our older son Moshe, and like I said, thank a lot to his wife and his children and his in-laws. He's finishing HaShas. He thought to do it a party in the family. I said, Moshe, I'll do you a party also. But I think so can it be a better gift to my father, this kind of message. As a guy, and for you is the biggest message. The guy is a lawyer in Deloitte, dressed like you, look like you, no streimel, no gartel, no suit, no jacket, no hat. I'm not against this, but it doesn't bother me. But you have to understand, this is the best example for you. Torah v'avodah. Not to be cheating the Torah and cheating the avodah, to do both of them. To go every day to the law firm, whatever, and to be advisor international tax law, and still finish HaShas until when his older son got bar mitzvah, he finished with him Mishnayos HaShas. Because he understood the message that he got from his parents, from the yeshivas, from his wife, from everybody. As without Torah, you're nothing. You're less than nothing. You can give a lot of tzedakahs, very important. You can do many good things. But if you don't know how to learn the page Gemara, you're nothing. You're missing the main train of Judaism. There's nothing to discuss about this. I know it's hard for you to believe because the main thing is sports. And nobody's against sports. And the same thing with Michael Jordan used to be devoted and passion 8 hours a day. 8 hours a day, the same thing you can do with Gemara. Nobody's against basketball. But pick up the basketball or football, baseball, whatever these boring games, and put the same effort to Judaism. You can do both of things. He's one of the parents, very big in real estate, without to mention his name. And I have to go once a year to collect check from him, you know, when he invite me. Or very early in the morning, or late at night, 1 o'clock. Every day, 6 hours Gemara. Every day. You learned in YU, you learned in Yale, 6 hours Gemara. This is the main thing of our game, guys. Somebody, for some reason, gave it the wrong message, or they tried to give it the message you didn't succeed. We're not here to blame anybody. It's very, very scary, huh? The narration going down. Very, very scary. And I hope so, b'schus of our son, Moshe, finish us with a big schus for my father, HaShas L'ilui. And no question what we're doing here in Yeshiva, all the Rabbanim will try to get you to do this kind of things. And Baruch Hashem, Rav Aharon just told me about one of the alumni, the assistant rabbi by Ricardo. Twice here he finished us. He's a rabbi of a shul, learned in YU, came here exactly like you. I think so he came from after. Twice here he finished us. He's a rabbi, his father is a very, very big doctor. Many other guys can do it. And do it. And this has to be your goal, guys. First, don't think about siyum HaShas. Finish out to know how to read a page Gemara. Don't cheat yourself. Like with my father, I'm finished with this, with this. When I went to Ponevezh, my father said to me, Aaron, one thing I want to tell you. Don't believe Aryeh, don't believe Rav. They are a bunch of liars. Don't believe them till you get convinced in your head. For this we have to yeshiva, we try to do what we try to do with the help of all the great staff and Rabbanim what we have, and try to figure out this would keep the legacy, this was going to keep the legacy of the Jews, this was going to keep us. But nobody will be succeed to kick us out from this country, and for sure not from Yerushalayim, only because one reason. As people like you, and people in Mir, or whatever yeshivas they're learning, or the whole Hester yeshivas, sit and learn. We need army. Sure, without army we don't count anything. We need army. We need both. But army without Torah is nothing. Torah without army is also nothing. We need both of them. And if we really will learn well, nobody will get killed, nobody will get a knife. Like the Prime Shmulevitz used to say. Before Yom Kippur War in 73, in Muhammad HaTasha, he used to say, whenever people used to get killed in the Suez Canal, every day used to be between 3 to 6, if you remember. Not you, the older people you didn't born. You're then in which Gilgul, I don't know. If there's the Reishis Chochmah, which Gilgul you are. Yeah? He used to give a clap. He used to come upstairs from his house and used to give a clap. I cannot say we are not the killer. We are the yeshiva, we are the killer, because we don't learn enough. The same thing now, whenever happen a knife or something, it's my fault, your fault. You maybe don't recognize what is your fault as is our fault, as we didn't teach you enough. And all the blame to our fault. But this was going to keep us, this was going to make us to be strong and strong and strong. I feel that the Zionists, when they thought in the beginning, as we have to throw the Torah to the garbage, they realized they did a mistake. This was going to keep us, and this Bezrat Hashem will keep us here forever. And Bezrat Hashem, I pray to my Father as a Bimel Yitzchak, as all the Rabbonim and all the staff and all the people that help us, the people that are here and not here, to be succeed with you guys. You are the next generation. In 20 years, let's invite me to see HaShas. What you going to make? Everybody can do it. Everybody is no excuses. 7 years, 10 years, you can do it. And I want just to finish with one word. I want to thank, I don't know if Moshe remember where he got the guts, the push to do siyum HaShas. He was in America in graduate school, and his wife went to do PhD in Maryland University. And then the siyum HaShas, not the last one, the one before, 10 years ago, I got him from a very close friend, good tickets and good place. And I remember he said to me right after, Abba, I'm starting Shas. And thank God it's finished, and Bezrat Hashem will be finished again and again, Le'orech Yemim V'Shanim. And this schus for the yeshiva, whatever is helping us, and this schus for all our family, for our daughter, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, all of them together here, and our grandchildren, V'lo tamusha Torah mipiem u'mpi zaram, and also all of you, all the Bogrim, Ad Olam. Amen.
B'reshut my father, my mother, my uncle and aunt, my father-in-law and mother-in-law, my wife and family. I'm finishing Masechet Baba Batra, which is, I spoke to Ricardo before, is it's not the last Masechet of the HaShas. Nida is the last one. I finished Nida and I had to go back to finish half of Baba Batra. But I am enjoying finishing it because it's a Masechet that really connects to our time. All financial arrangements that you see in the world today, you can meet them through Baba Kama, Baba Metzia, and Baba Batra. Interesting enough, the last Mishnah ends with the story, which I think we could take something out of the story. The Mishnah says the following: "V'amar Rabbi Yishmael, הרוצה שיחכים יעסוק בדיני ממונות, שאין לך מקצוע בתורה יותר מהן, שהן כמעיין הנובע, והרוצה שיעסוק בדיני ממונות, ישמש את שמעון בן אנס." Rabbi Yishmael says if someone wants to get smart and sharp, he should learn dinei mamonot, financials laws in the Gemara. Why that? Because there's nothing more, no other area in the Torah that will sharpen your mind, because you have to check and understand all these arrangements, questions, and issues. That's his statement. Then he says, Rabbi Yishmael, and if you want to really be good in that, you should go be meshamish to bananas. Shimon Bananas was one of his bar plukta, and he said you should go, you should be with him, be a Talmud of him, because if you're a Talmud of him, you'll get good insights from him. So this is the Mishnah. Then the Gemara says, and you know the Mishnah is always kind of bring the general things, but then the Gemara has to go back into business. And meaning to give us the understanding of the bottom line. So although you saw that in the story, Rabbi Yishmael says if you want to be smart in this area, go to be mishamish to bananas. When the Gemara has to go and say, what's the halacha? The Gemara says the following. So the Gemara says like that. Amar Rabba bar Barchan, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Af al pi shekiles Rabbi Yishmael et benanas halacha kmoto. Meaning, although in the story and in the Mishnah, Rabbi Yishmael was he was a good colleague to bananas, and more than that, he was looking up to bananas, and he said, if you want to be good in that, you should go and be meshamish to bananas. But when we have to give halacha, then the story is a story, but halacha is halacha. And the Gemara says no. Although he gave them prizes and he spoke highly of him, but halacha is according to Rabbi Yishmael, because when they come to do the halacha and to understand and to decide what's the halacha, you go not by the story, but you go by the rules of halacha. And I'm just going to read the last few lines without getting into that. I think these are kind of two things. One is the dinei mamonot, that sharpens the mind. And second is that when we have to give the halacha, we don't think about the prizes, we think about the rules of halacha and the bottom line of halacha. Now ask the Gemara, halacha kmoto, אין halacha kmoto, tashma d'chiyat הרבין, אמר רבי יוחנן חלוק הרב ישמעאל אף בחנוק, והלכה כמותו אף בחנוק. אמר רב יהודה אמר שמואל חנוק וקנו מידו משתעבד, מיכלל דערב בעלמא לא באי קניין, ופליגא דרב נחמן, דאמר רב נחמן, ערב דבית דין ודלא באי קניין, הא בעלמא באי קניין. והלכתא, the Gemara says, the ends, ערב בשעת מתן מעות, לא באי קניין, אחר מתן מעות באי קניין, ערב דבית דין, לא באי קניין, דבעי הנאה דמיימן לי, גמר ומשעבד לי. Again, this whole bar talks about guarantee and a person that gives guarantee, and as I said before, these arrangements that the Gemara discusses and even the rationales that the Gemara give why the guarantee will be a good guarantee or not be a good guarantee, it's fascinating to see that these same rationales are alive today and are used today in the world that is outside of the Beis Hamikdash, in the general world. אדרן לך יש פשוט וסליקה למסכת בבא בתרא, אדרן לך יש פשוט וסליקה למסכת בבא בתרא, אדרן לך יש פשוט וסליקה למסכת בבא בתרא. אדרן לך מסכת בבא בתרא ותלמוד בבלי, ואדרן חלן, דעתה חלן מסכת בבא בתרא.
וכל הש"ס.
ותלמוד בבלי, וכל השאר זה הדח חלן, לא ניצת שמלך מסכת בבא בתרא ותלמוד בבלי, ולא תית שנמנה לא בעלמא הדל ולא בעלמא דעתי. הדרן לך מסכת בבא בתרא ותלמוד בבלי, והדרך חלן, דעתה חלן מסכת בבא בתרא ותלמוד בבלי, ודעתה חלן, לא תית שנמנה מסכת בבא בתרא ותלמוד בבלי, ולא תית שנמנה לא בעלמא הדל ולא בעלמא דעתי. יהי רצון לפניך, אדוני אלוהינו, ואהבתנו שתהיה תורתך ומונתנו בעולם הזה, ותהיה עמנו לעולם הבא. חיים בר פפא, רמי בר פפא, נחמן בר פפא, אחי בר פפא, אבא מרי בר פפא, רפמן בר פפא, רחיש בר פפא, סוחה בר פפא, אדם בר פפא, דרו בר פפא. ערב נא אדוני אלוהינו דברי תורתך בפי ולפי עמך בית ישראל, ואנחנו נפצענו, נפצע עמך בית ישראל כולנו, יודעי שמך, ולומדי תורתך לשמם, ובא תחכמנו וצדקך לעולם לי. יהי ליבי דמי בחוקיך, למען לא אבוש, לעולם לא אשכח פחודיך, כי פעם חייתני ברוך אתה אדוני, למדני חוקיך. אמן, 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 סלע ואין. מודים אנחנו לפניך, אדוני אלוהינו, לאהבתנו ששמת חלקנו מיושבי בית המדרש, ולא שמת חלקנו מיושבי קרנות, שאנו משכימים והם משכימים, אנו משכימים לדברי תורה, והם משכימים לדברים בטלים. אנו עמלים והם עמלים ומקבלים שכר, והם עמלים ולא מקבלים שכר. אנו רוצים והם רוצים, אנו רוצים לחייל המובא והם רוצים לבאר שחת, שנאמר, ואתה אלוהים תורידם לבאר שחת, אנשי דמים ומה לא יחצו ימיהם, ואני אפתח בך. יהי רצון לפניך, אדוני אלוהי השקשים שעזרתני לסיים מסכת בבא בתרא ותלמוד בבלי, כן תעזרני להתחיל מסכת וספרים אחרים. ולסיימן, ללמוד וללמד, לשמור לעשות ולקיים את כל דברי תלמודיך באהבה, וזכות כל התענית והאמורים תלמידי חכמים, יעמוד לי ולזרעי שלא תמוש התורה, מפי זרע זרעי עד עולם. ויתקיים בי בדרכך תנחה אותך בשוכבך תשמורך, והקיצות היית תשיחך, כיבי ירבו ימיך ויוסיף לך שנות חיים, אורך ימי בינה וסולה אושר כבוד, אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך לנו בשלום. David da shvei raba, ad modik khana lo kedam ita, naska itol khayal maluk ne kada du shalom shakla khana bigaba, maka pul khana du fam min ala aba pul khana ishmael ata, نخرج شغله ذلك بخير خير وخير خير خير بيت إسرائيل أغاز قريب وأمين بعضو عبدو العميل ما يطلعوا باشتراك مصفاه ويدون تسليل الله ويترمي تلال في التنشاب ويخور ليلة كل إخداشي وضع بشبه خطاب إليه وضع آدم وعلومان وأمين علي سهل وعلى الله وقال تقول وعلى كل خطيئة وعلى كل ما ناسين وغدا إذا تدي شديد الدين وخلطا وتعيلون وكل سمرا ويخلي وخطيئة تمين بخير خير وزلو وخير وقال من كتاب أخوذ بشوايا ينبوه أمين سمرا ويشوايا تخليم الكل إسرائيل وأمين وسيشرف وقيا سيشرف عليهم بالكل إسرائيل ויבואו אמן.
זה משנה עוד פעם. אז נגיד קדיש ונדן נעשה.
Just say the first Mishnah of Masechet Nida. יוצא דופן אין אנשים עליו ימי טומאה וימי טהרה ואין חייבים עליו קורבן. רב שמעון אומר הרי זה כעלות, כל האנשים מטמאות בבית החיצון שנאמר אדם יהיה זובב בבשרה, אבל עזב ובעל קרן, למה תלוי עד שיצא תמותה לחוץ. היה אוכל בתרומה והרגיש שנזדעזעו איבריו אוחז ואמר, בולע את התרומה ומתעלמים בכל שהוא, אפילו כן החרדה לו בפחות מכן.
אוקיי, הקש בנהלל אומר רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות ישראל, לפי כך בא להם תורה מצוות שנאמר, אדוני חפץ למען צדקו, יגדיל תורה ויעדים, גדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, למען יברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי.